We all possess an irrational fear, something that we struggle with to overcome daily, or something that we have to encounter before the adrenaline kicks in. For some, that comes down in the form of spiders or heights, and for others, it's ducks and clowns.
I don't like where this is going.
You know, the old-time tricksters that were brought in to entertain children and perform as part of a travelling party when someone dresses up, aptly like a clown,
Comedy.
and performs acts that are supposed to please people, not act as a modern-day form of hell on earth for certain individuals.
I gotta leave, okay?
John, we just started. Come on, man.
Listen, there's a lot to see in this life. Not wasting it here.
This episode will likely be a nightmare even in animation for some to get through, so if you're afraid of clowns then turn away or go watch another video, because I'm a reviewer and I need to give people something to fucking look at.
This is how I roll.
We open on Ben as Ripjaws taking on some thieves that try to make a getaway at a pierside fairground. After some impressive displays of ingenuity, Ben puts a stop to them and Max suggests that they go to stop at a local circus on the way. Ben defensively accepts the visit, but Gwen and Max fail to pick up on the fact that he's afraid of clowns.
Do you hear me? I'm not afraid anymore!
When they arrive at the circus, they are greeted by the many oddities there, including reoccurring sidekicks throughout the series: Thumbskull, a big beefy boy with big beefy strength; Acid Breath, a man who has never seen a toothbrush; and Frightwig, something straight out of Greek mythology. Then lastly, we meet the headline act itself, Zombozo the Clown. An individual who feeds on the souls and joy of people and uses the circus as a front to do so.
Well, that's just lazy writing.
Once the act has begun, Ben, Max and Gwen take a seat inside the tent, but Ben makes a break for it before things get too much, likely experiencing an anxiety attack in this moment, but catches wind of the circus freaks robbing a nearby jewellery store. He goes wild mutt and interrupts them. Thumbskull calls on Zombozo for some help in this moment, and he dispatches of Ben quite quickly. Once Ben recovers from the beatdown and a likely panic attack, he returns to find the circus is gone and Max is left behind, and everybody else walking around particularly zombified. When Ben presses to find out where they went, Max is dazed and unaware of what transpired and realises that Gwen is missing. It's revealed to us that Zombozo took Gwen as part of a truck of snacks, to which Max and Ben go after in hot pursuit. After a hair-raising moment that brought Max to an almost comatose state, Ben takes it upon himself to find her and defeat Zombozo despite his fears. Ben finds their new setup and quickly removes the freaks from the field and enters Zombozo's playpen, where Zombozo toys with him until dropping him into the centre of the tent. And just when he thinks that he has the upper hand, Ben surprises him with the unknown to everyone involved and watching, Ghost Freak. Ghost Freak manages to do the almost unthinkable by scaring a demon clown from outer space, and he explodes?
Excuse me, what?
So then the episode ends with Gwen trying to scare Ben again, but he appears to have overcome his fear. Now, this episode I believe will be like Marmite for a lot of people. The idea of a killer clown seemingly out of space is an interesting concept, but the execution of the character itself, as it comes across threatening but is easily defeated, and there is barely any explanation on him as to where he comes from or why he's here. Why does he need to feast on souls? Why are the freaks working with him? Are they from the same world? Are they even on Earth? Who fucking knows? The writers clearly don't want you to. It's a lot like Pennywise in my mind, and likely where they drew some of the influence from, but I think, as it's a kids show, and the idea is already widely known, they couldn't introduce yet another clown that devours people, or specifically kids. I'll give the writers some leeway. They had a tricky decision to make when creating this character, and there are times I wish they hadn't. He looks cool, and again is an interesting concept, but there's nothing about him where I want to learn more about him. I think this is one of those examples that they failed to deliver on for me, and should have been an antagonist that they came back to in the future, but spoiler alert, they do, and he's pretty ineffectual, just being used more as background comedy foil. The freaks were another frustrating addition for me. They have an interesting look and abilities to them that I'd love to understand more of and figure out, but fuck if the show cares about that. The extent of their development through the rest of the series is, we care about money.
Money!
That's it. The idea of confronting your fears and providing kids with a face of courage in Ben is a good design. You incorporate the message while delivering an engaging story that empowers children to believe that they, without something like a watch, are strong enough to overcome such concerns as clowns. So all in all, actually pretty good writing. Max and Gwen were essentially plot devices to move Ben from A to B in this, but I like the areas that they were involved in, and to witness that motivation for Ben's shift be Gwen this time when last it was Max, just goes to prove the growth that his character is undergoing, and it's that sort of development I like to see, however subtle. Anyway, apologies for the shorter one, but I can't find much else to discuss other than finally seeing Ghost Freak again and adding another layer to the mystery of his species, and that Ben always feels creeped out when he transforms back. Otherwise, I hope you all like this one, and make sure to express your joy by slamming down on the like button and hit subscribe for more down the road. Until then though everybody, take care, and I'll see you soon.